This is Parshas Kedoshim, and the Midrash has this interesting question: why the world started with a garden? As you know, the pasuk says, "Vayita Hashem Elokim gan be'eden mikedem." Right? God planted a garden in Eden off to the east. So all of us went to yeshiva, so we don't actually ever think about this question because it was just a given. But now you have to grapple with it. Why indeed a garden? What is the message in that? Now you could say, hey, Adam was a vegetarian, and what better place than to put him in the fruit and vegetable aisle of the supermarket, right? But the Midrash has a very, very different approach, and it actually comes via a story it tells about the Emperor Hadrian. Hadrian was actually not so kind to the Jewish people. He plowed over the ruins of the Temple of Jerusalem and built a temple for Greek gods. Not a great lover of Jews, but he's put in a positive light, because the Midrash says that he was on his way to a 3-year campaign to put down some rebellion somewhere, and he came across this old man planting a fig tree. He stopped and said, "You're an old man. Why are you putting in so much effort and toil? You're not going to ever gain from this. Why would you do this?" And the man said, "Who knows? Maybe I will be around to see the fruits of my labor, and maybe, if not, my children can enjoy it." Fast forward 3 years later, Hadrian is coming back with his troops, and he comes across the same man, and the man sees him, puts together this platter of the figs and other fruit and sends it to him and says, "I am the old man that you had seen 3 years ago. I was privileged to actually eat from the fruits of my labor, and I would love to share that with you." Hadrian was so impressed that he filled the basket with gold and sent it back to him. So you see, it's interesting because you see that Hadrian was willing to learn this lesson that not everything is, for immediate satisfaction. Of course, it makes you wonder what was going through his mind. What was his world philosophy in conquering and putting down rebellions and taking over countries and all that? Wasn't it for the long-term, enjoyment of Rome? Wasn't it for Rome's sake, that Rome should continue and be a strong country? Or perhaps it was all very short-term for power and money and all that? Interesting. Anyways, so the Midrash plays off this and says, you see the importance of a garden. God says, "I myself planted a garden." And God himself, if you look in the verse, God himself planted that garden. And God asks this question, which sort of hints at maybe why God created the world. God said, "Do you think I need the fruit and vegetables?" No. It seems that the Midrash is saying that we should consider the whole world to be one shared garden. And we all have to work together to maintain the garden and to worry about the next generation. Don't stop when we have enough for ourselves. Worry about the next generation. Make sure that the garden is still flourishing for them. Have a great Shabbos.